right? They just look so comfortable there. So our goal is to find a posture that feels so good in your body, it almost feels like you could fall asleep. But don't fall asleep, please. We'll wake you up if you do. But yesterday I woke up one of those days. I feel like this journey that we're in right now, obviously it's a roller coaster for everyone, but about one day a week, I kind of wake up and I'm like, well, this just fucking sucks. And I have that moment of being like, and for me, it's just been really one day a week, and mine was yesterday. And then you start to think about stuff, and a friend of mine, it was her 50th birthday, so I did a little drive-by for her. Then someone else I know had a baby, which was beautiful. And then someone else I know today posted her sister died unexpectedly, which is awful, right? And it just reminds us that no matter how awful what we're going through is, we all have so much to be blessed with. So here's a great quote. It says, "It's amazing how small your problems really are when you think somebody lost their mother today, somebody's spouse was diagnosed with cancer, a hardworking person lost their job and has a family to support. Even on a bad day, you have to realize how fortunate you really are." And for those of us that have maybe been through some of those sentences that I just read, we realize too that as time goes on, things pass, they don't go away, they just kind of change, right? So like for me, I always think about when I lost my mom, it was horrifying, and I still think about her daily, but I don't break out into tears anymore, right? So no matter what you're going through, it'll stay there with you. But in order to become that positive person, we realize that eventually it'll get a little bit better. So that's our goal for today, right? So when we come into these postures, maybe you're super cranky in that first little space there, just practice your breath and realize that it's not going to go away, but it's going to get a little softer and it's going to get a little bit easier in the body. So right away, tapping into that breath and that child's pose. If you have your arms down by your side, go on and gently stretch them out in front. Put a little bit of pressure, if you can, into your palms. See if you can sink your hips back a teeny bit further. If you can't and you are there, you're at your max. That's perfect. Now gently stretch the arms out so far that your fingertips are the only thing touching in your arms, and walk them all the way out. Your elbows are up, your forearms are up, and then just kind of roll the shoulders backwards, one at a time, a tiny bit. Try and feel that stretch right around the sides of the upper back, and then take a big inhale in. And then as you exhale, walk everything to the right side of the mat. So really stretching through that left hand. Now I'm going to challenge on the right hand. Instead of taking it forward after a couple of breaths, take it behind, flip your palm up, bend your elbow, and see if you can bring it around your back and tuck it into this left pocket. Now just walk that left hand further over, drop the left shoulder a little bit more, big inhale in. Try and find those left ribs. Exhale, settle. One more breath. And then slowly stretch that right arm out. Come back to center. Find those little finger bridges. And this time wiggle forward. So it's like you're riding a bicycle through your shoulders at this point. Just pedal them each one at a time forward. Just working through some mobility there. And then a big inhale, walk the hands forward even more. And on the exhale, walk over to the left. Stretch those right arms way over. Find the length in the back. It's all about that opposite arm. And then the left arm, take a breath there, just a couple, just settle here. And then when you're ready, take the left arm, flip the palm up, bend the elbow, bring it up on top of your back. Just sinking those hips back. And just see what's there on this side today. Then slowly bring that left arm forward. Walk the hands up, and we're gonna roll our spine up. Keep the knees out wide. You can keep your toes together or bring your feet out wide. And we're gonna slip the hips down. I like to kind of lift up my feet and then lower down. Stretch the legs out. Inhale, a little tiny cobra. And then as you exhale, come back to that child's pose. So just movement into the spine. Inhale, roll it forward. Exhale, drop the hips down. Inhale, little tiny cobra, again, just wake it up. Exhale, roll it back. We'll do one more of these. Inhale, roll up. Feet spread if you want. Lower down. Inhale, a little lift. And then exhale, roll it back. Perfect. Just waking it all up. And then lift yourself up. We're going to come into puppy. Walk the knees in directly beneath the hips. If you have the blocks, I'll show you this deepest expression. You'll put the blocks down or a book or two pillows and lower your elbows down. This goes really, really deep into the rhomboids too, as well as that spine. You place your elbows right in the middle, drop the forehead down, and just reach those hands forward and let your back relax. Try to draw the belly in as far in as you can with each exhale. Big inhale. On your exhale, draw the belly in and up. You have your hands extended, whether you're using blocks or not. Maybe bring those palms together in prayer, and then bring those thumbs to the back of your neck and just breathe into that new space. Yeah, big breath in. Then slowly extend those hands out. Lift the head, walk those hands back underneath. Moving your blocks if you have them. And then with those palms underneath the shoulders, go ahead and turn the right fingertips backwards. And then take a couple rounds of cats and cows, remembering to really look up and curl in and push against the floor. And then turn those right fingertips around. Let's check out the left side. You want to get funky with it, feel free. And then slowly come to neutral. We're going to stay right here on our knees and lift ourselves up. Now you can like bonus yourself and tuck your toes under if you want to, but all I want you to think about doing is the shoulders. Take the hands up. You're going to bring them up and then flip palms forward. And then as you rotate, pull those shoulders together, palms come back in, and then you're going to bring them almost to the knit of your back, right? But you're not touching. Now, one hand I'll show you is over the other. Pull them away. Nice stretch in the front of the chest. It's lovely. Take a breath here. Pull away, and then reach those hands back like big wings. Don't turkey neck your neck like I was. Come up until you need. You flip your palms forward, and then come all the way up, and then grab that beach ball. We'll do one more round. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, start to float it back. Oh my Lord, I gotta pull my head back. Take a breath, flip the palms. This time maybe flip which palm is on the bottom. Maybe you don't remember. Reach, hold that little tiny connection. Pull away, keep the bend. And then slowly spread wide, come up. Squeeze the pencil between the shoulders. Flip forward. And slowly straight out in front, and then release those hands down and just do a couple little easy shoulder rolls there. Just check that out. I'm gonna go right into some side body love session on our booties. Normally we do this at the end of class, but just based on some stuff, I like to start a little bit differently today. So go on and come into tree, right leg extended, left leg is out. I'm gonna go right into the side body. This is one of my favorite ones for scoliosis. So we'll just reach it over here just to get see what's there, right? So if your side body's super tight, your low back, your QL, thoracic too, you'll start to feel it. This one, we're starting at the base so that we can then move a little bit higher up into the back. So just kind of rock in your space here. And then next pass through, or you can take some more, maybe the movement's like what you need. Keep moving. Or eventually come into something that's easy, right? We're not, again, it's not the end of class. We haven't done too much. Just something where you feel a little love, for lack of another word, down this left side, right? You could stay right here. Again, it's early. But I want you to think about this chin. Have it, right? I'm already sticking forward. Pull your ears back. Ugh. Engage the belly. Draw it in. And then if you want to maybe support your head, bring that right hand up and just lean into it. If it feels good, a little extra, you can extend the hand. But again, just because you can go into something doesn't mean you should. I can take this left hand and grab this toe, but I'm not going to right now because we haven't really done it. So noticing, right, just that tightness. Another inhale here. And a big, deep exhale wherever you've chosen. And then we're going to slowly curl the spine, draw the belly in as you drop the left shoulder down. Now, some of you will look like you're sitting up, and that's totally cool. Not going again for this huge expression, just an inhale and an exhale. And then walk yourself over to this left knee. Your chest will be right over the knee. Hands come as far out as you can get them. Big breath in. Try not to lift your right butt cheek too much. And then exhale. Just a little tiny bit of like a slow push up. And then rise it up. Unsuction cup this right side. We're going to go right into the other side just so we can notice. Flex the foot here first just to see what's going on in this left leg. Maybe your inner thighs are nice and tight. And then take those movements and just think which side feels better or worse. Those of you, I know if you have scoliosis and you have that one side way uneven from the other. So just, again, don't expect the same and just rock into it. Take a few passes. And then eventually come to stillness when you're ready, if you want. And again, you don't have to. I'm going to hold my head up. I'm going to rest here like I'm laying out in the sun, kind of, sort of. And just close your eyes, breathe in, breathe it out. And remember, at the top of those inhales, find that little base of a pause. That's our little reminder, just to slow down. Nothing too big, just slowly waking up that whole back, starting at the base connections. Big inhale. And a bigger exhale. And then drop that right shoulder down, gaze towards the floor. Again, if you're up, that's cool. Just draw the belly in. You can let your back round here. Let the head hang here. Stay as low as you are. Slowly walk over to your knee. Think ribs to thigh. Take a breath. Walk the hands as far away as you can. A little tiny weird push up. And then inhale as we lift up. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Grab hold of those shins. Walk your butt to meet your heels. Perfect. Check it out today. How are you feeling? I had a huge Peloton ride yesterday. I was so cranky until I got on that thing. And then I felt so much better. My reminder, when all else fails, get up and move your booty. Now, you're here. Maybe you feel super tight like me today. That's cool. Draw the ribs forward. Take a breath. And then again, drop and round and then roll it up. So inhale, pull forward. It's like little funky cats and cows. Exhale, drop the chin, roll it up. One more time. Big inhale up. Exhale, draw the belly in, roll it out. Perfect. Right hand's going to come to that left knee, left same time. That's fine, look way left. Think belly's in, big breath in. Exhale, look it over. Keep that hand there, bring the back arm around and on top. Ooh, I feel my shoulders. Inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, draw the belly in, tuck the chin and swing way back if you can. So all the space you can. And then again, inhale, lift. Keep that top hand where it is. Release the right hand behind. Big breath, lengthen spine. And then use a little arm muscle to twist yourself over your right shoulder. Big breath. Again, keep that left arm where it is. Bring the right arm out from behind. Cross it on top. Same thing, but just the tiniest difference from one arm on top, one arm on bottom. Breath in. Draw the chin in. Take it back. And then slowly lift yourself up. Go on and extend those legs forward. First thing I want you to do is just push through those heels until you lift them off the ground. Now your spine might be super rounded here. You might be lucky enough to be able to extend all the way through the leg and the hamstring and have a straight spine. So if you can sit firmly and extend the legs, your hamstrings are not your issue, right? So you're good to go. Take your hands behind, draw the chest in, take a breath, push through the heels, ribs come forward maybe an inch. Big inhale, lift, maybe an inch. One more big breath in. And then exhale, bring those ribs as far forward as you can. Keep those hands back, just gaze at your toes. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, gently lift yourself up. You're gonna bring those knees back underneath. Coming into your tabletop. Taking those hands out, stretching those legs out. Coming into your plank and then right into a down dog. Take a big bend in your knees and just kind of walk it out a little bit. See what's going on back in those calves. Utilize that breath. And then slowly inhale, shift it forward. Find your plank. Take a breath. On the exhale, lift your hips. Down dog. Again, connecting core, breath, shoulders, all that good stuff. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, down dog. Two more. Inhaling. Pelvic floor on the exhale lifts you up. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Settle here. Take that right foot. You're going to take your big toe and your second toe and grip the Achilles on that left heel and then bend that right leg and shift your chest back as much as you can and really pull down with your toe and push into that heel. Hold, draw the belly in. And then slowly take that right leg and step it outside of your right hand. So work right away into that core and into that mobility. Coming into our lovely lizard. Think, lengthen spine. Back legs nice and long. We've done nothing to wake anything up yet. Take a breath. Fire up that left leg. Make sure your back of your kneecap is shining as high up as you can get it. Again, inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, barely tap the knee. And then inhale, squeeze it tight. And then tap, 2, and lift. 3, and lift. 4, lift. And 5, lift. Hold, take a moment. And then lower the knees. Settle, untuck the toes. Go on and point these right toes out. Go on, it's called letting that just leg kind of wing out. You might be able to come all the way onto the blade if that feels better. And just find all sorts of love down this section here. Couple breaths, tackling around some of the hip work here. left hip flexor, right energy point. Take a couple of breaths. Don't do anything crazy. Take a quad bind, go for it. And then slowly, left knee's gonna stay where it is. Just kind of use your belly to shift it back. Take this right leg, again, a little mobility work, straight back. Bring the knee down to the ground. Tuck both sets of toes. That's what I meant to say. Draw the belly in. It's like we're gonna go into Gomukhasana, but we're not going to. Just shift way back and lift your knees up. They're just big inhale in. One more breath. And then slowly come around. Bring that right knee next to the left. And take a couple rounds of cats and cows. And make this a little more organic. Start to add in some circular movement in the spine. Let's see what's there. And then stretch those toes out. Come into your plank. Take a breath. And as you exhale, lift those hips. Come into the down dog. Take the left foot, again, right between the big toe and the second toe. Grab that Achilles and squeeze it. Serves a couple of purposes. Working for that toe strength on the left. Working to stretch into that right Achilles and calf. Draw the belly in, shift the chest back, keep the belly engaged, really push into that right heel. Slow and consistent breath. And then start to bend the left knee, taking an inhale. And as you exhale, ooh, step that foot forward outside of the left hand. That's a big ask early on in class. You're feeling good today, and that feels okay for you. Now, just settle here first. Nice long extension through the spine. Make it active. Pull your chest through and fire up that back leg like you mean it. So again, sometimes we see this kind of knee, back knee. Squeeze it so that your quad says, I feel it, okay, I'm good. Now pull through, chest is engaged, nice long spine. Check out this left side. If your knee's bowing out, let your toes out. Take a breath. We've got those 5 little taps. Exhale, tap. And inhale up. Exhale, 2. Inhale up. 3. And last one, 5. Hold up, take a breath. And then lower that knee down and tuck the toe. Settle here and just feel, right, your right hip flexor. What's it doing? What's it saying? And then if you want, let those left toes go out and let that little wing bow out a tiny bit. That's what feels best in your body. And if you always do it that way, I might challenge you instead to try and hug it straight and utilize some of those inner thigh muscles to really hold everything straight. And remember that neck, huge extension of the spine. So if you're down here, you're putting a ton of pressure on that back. Pull the head up. Use those muscles in the back of the neck and in between those shoulder blades. Couple breaths. And then slowly tuck those toes on that back leg. Take a breath in. This time, you're going to step the right foot outside of the right hand. Ooh, my lordy. Come into Malasana squat. That was a big ask. I can tell you that because I did it too. Right? So the weird thing about this virtual life is that me as a teacher, I feel like I need to be doing this with you guys because I can't see what everybody is doing. So you guys can see us as teachers, right? How tight we are. So settle into this space and know that it was as hard for me to step that right foot forward as it was for you. Now, if you loathe Malasana squat, do it against the wall. It's heaven sent on the back. If you are confused, I'll pop it over here. It's called pop a squat on the wall. And you just lean back, and I mean, like, I could sit here and almost eat dinner, except for my hips would slowly break. But feels super great, great on the spine. Life is really good. You don't have to be down this deep if it bothers your knees. Couple breaths in. Now utilize your belly. Bring your hands down and lift those hips up. And you want to have those hands, they'll be forward enough that you can get your palms flat. Your knees might be bent. And then we do just some circles, right? Some stripper circles, we'll call them, through your hips. My husband and I are watching, oh my Lord, I should know this, Jason Bateman, his series. I should know this too because it's filmed in Missouri where my son goes to school, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, we've been laughing. All these lovely, inappropriate things that come on. And then slowly start to bend your knees. Heel toe those feet towards one another a little bit. I want them about as wide as your hips, maybe a little bit wider. And then fingertips to your shins. Squeeze your glutes, halfway lift. Hold. Now, really squeeze your butt. Knees are bent. You just start to feel that high hamstring glute connection. That's what we're going for. Take a breath in. Think spine. That's what it's about. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Push the shins back. Lean forward. Belly's really drawn in. Another inhale. Squeeze your butt. And then as you exhale, bend the knees deeper and fold. Let the head hang, shake it out. Again, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Hold, another inhale here. This time as you exhale, squeeze the butt like you mean it. Ooh, my lordy, come all the way up to stand. Perfect. Now, keep those feet right where they are. They're about hips distance apart. Think right here. I want you to squeeze your glutes and push the hips forward just the tiniest bit. So it's like I'm going to tuck my booty under, just a little tiny bit. Hold that there. Squeeze the butt. Every single dimple possible is engaged back there. Now reach the hands up. Think about your legs. Pull your knees isometrically towards one another. Take a breath. Tuck the ribs over to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Over to the left. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, hands behind the back, working into those shoulders, right? Take a breath. You can get those palms together, great. Oh, sorry, I got an itch. If you can't even get your hands off your back when you're doing this, put something between them, a towel, a strap, a jump rope, anything. Big breath in, bend your knees, and fold. Let your head hang. Now, one thing there's two things I don't want you to let hang. I don't want you to let your belly hang. Keep that engaged, and I don't want you to let your butt hang. Keep your butt engaged. Those two things are working here. Your quads could be turned on too if you really want to maximize this. And then give the head a couple yeses and nos. Just let everything go. And then release those hands down to the ground. Fingertips to shins, halfway lift. As you exhale, fingertips down, step that right foot back, coming into that runner's lunge. Now, let's take a twist, working into that spine. Right fingertips stay grounded, pull the right hip forward, squeeze your butt, reach the left hand up.
That was a long time to hold. she's out.
I think she's out too.
I was like, this can't be right. I'm tingling. Oh my gosh. Is that you? Hey, Cinnamon. That was interesting.
Oh.
I guess she'll be back.
Yeah, she will.
I was like looking at her little square. I was like, I can't tell if she's moving or not.
Bless her. Bless her. Oh, gosh.
Does anybody have Lindsay's phone number? We can text her, maybe.
Yeah, I don't. I was going to ask that too.
I'll text her.
Okay.
I wonder if she can get back in. I wonder if what will happen.
She's probably flipping out right now.
I know.
Or is she, I don't know if she can see us on the screen. I don't know.
I don't think so. Because her square isn't on here.
Oh, yeah, I don't see it either.
Yeah. It's kind of just a freestyle right now.
If there's
Lindsay! There she is.
There we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, hi.
Could be me saying "fuck me." Pardon me. Away, and I look up, and I'm like, I don't know where everyone went.
Lindsay, I started tingling and I was like, this can't be right. She can't have us hold this long.
You guys. Where did I lose you? Where were we that like it cut off?
It was lizard with our left hand up.
Yeah.
Okay, so not too far. All right, my Wi-Fi went out again because my the paper. I can already heal it. They're going to start freaking out, all 4 college kids, because they don't have any Wi-Fi. Like I am in charge of the Wi-Fi. All I'm going to say is I got my little hotspot on. Hopefully, I won't lose you again. Well, let's catch back up. Right. I looked up, I'm like, where did I go? I don't know. All right, pin video. All right, cool. Sorry about that. All right, so left hand. We were here. Mary's tingling, life is good. Take a breath. So had we already walked sideways one time to come into this forward fold? Anybody?
Nope.
Haven't done this? Okay. Well, let's see. So we were here, whoop, come down. Oh, y'all missed a whole, I was gone for a while. Come here into this wide forward fold. Bring your toes in and your heels out. And I've already done this, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through it because it's big. Take a bend in this right knee. You're going to reach your right arm over to the left. Okay. Oh, I just love teaching on the computer. Grab hold of the blade of the foot and then really like pull yourself away. It's kind of like you're trying to peel that whole right side of the back open. Now you got options depending on your back. Left hand, you reach it and kind of walk it to the right. That feels pretty good. Or you could take your elbow down if you have space and take a twist. I don't love that, so totally up to you. Take a few breaths there. Let the head go too. And then slowly release. Come back to that halfway lift. Big inhale in. And then we walk to the other side. Settle in here. Take a breath. Runner's lunge. Left hand down. Reach that right hand up. Big breath in. And then exhale. Bring the hand down. Walk back to the other side. Bend in the knees. Remember, toes in, heels out. Bend that left knee. Left hand comes to the right side and peel it away. Now, the right arm can come forward and walk, so you're like in a little corkscrew, or you could take the twist. Lots of variations, but just be careful with what you're trying to accomplish, right? We're not trying to turn into the human pretzel. Just trying to get some length through the left side of the body and into that left ankle cap, and all through that right as you walk that right hand over. And then slowly straighten the leg. Bring those hands forward. Take a breath in. Peel the heels in, toes out, and come up into a little squat. Perfect. Now, lengthen spine. Squeeze the glute. Take a breath in. Drop the right shoulder. Push that right knee away. And then come center. And we trade. Push the left knee away, drop that left shoulder. And then come center, take a breath, squeeze the glutes, and come up to stand. Keep those toes out, heels in. Bring your left hand to your hip, and then reach up and over. Really like push into that right toe and reach, and then come up, and we trade. And then inhale up, both hands up, like a big giant sun. Squeeze your glutes, shift your hips forward, look up and back. Big inhale, really engage the glutes, tiniest little back bend. And then as you exhale, bring those feet back towards one another. Take a step towards the front of your mat. I'm gonna keep my mat angled now, so at all times I can see it, guys. Okay. All right. Take a big breath and reach high. And as you exhale, forward fold. Couple half sunnies. Inhale, half lift. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way. Exhale, fold. Perfect. Step the feet back, come into your plank. Take a breath here, and then slowly, going down on the count of 5, pull your elbows in and together. Feel free to drop the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Untuck the toes, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, little baby cobra. Working that spine. Exhale, chin to mat. Slide the hands back a teeny bit more. Inhale, cobra. And then as you exhale, push up. So working a little bit of the arm there. Now, taking your thoughts to mobility and hamstring strengthening, because they're so much fun, right? So smiles on the faces here. Knees are about hips distance apart first, and just take a couple cats and cows. Just whatever works for you here. Then I want you to bring the left knee in the middle of the body. So it's out under the hip. Now bring it right into the middle. So it's lined up the center of the hands. Take that right foot 90 degrees and stick it up there. Now take a breath, draw the belly in and up, and then rotate like a dog to a fire hydrant, the heel down and the knee up. This is so much fun. Big inhale in. Try not to dump down in this left side. Check, could you lift your left hand? Hold, take a breath, stretch the leg out, hold, and then drop that foot down, push into the blade. Walk towards the foot, sink the hips back, take a breath. And then slowly come back to center, squeeze and rise up. Right hand to your hip, reach the left hand up and over. Big inhale, kind of come out and take it right back over. And then come up. As you exhale, bring those fingertips down. Use a little core, cross this right leg, straight up and over. Come back into Gomukhasana, have a seat. So normally I take the leg behind, so much easier. You gotta use a lot of mobility and a lot of core to get that puppy up and in front. And if that didn't work for you, no worries. Just get your way right here. Because you know, it's apparently gonna be one of those days. And then you settle into these hips. Notice how the right hip feels, a little grumpy, maybe it feels pretty good. I'm gonna take a twist. Left hand grabs the outer, like right on that quad. Now I don't want you to pull it in like, oh my God, we're trying to push it down, oh my God. Right hand comes back, lift, push, and twist. And then slowly come out. Take hold of these feet. I'm going to scooch myself forward. And this is tough, no doubt about it. It gets ugly before it gets better. You can just kind of hold them like a kid, roll onto your back, and then try and drop those suckers down. You come into a little back bend, and then try and get your knees down in front. For me, at this point, I'm going to let go of my feet. I'm going to just say, come on. Little love, try to get that right leg down a little bit more. If you're here and you can take a nap, like I know Kimberly, you probably could, reach your hands up overhead. Now, if this isn't working for you with this tighter, you could loosen the bind a little bit. I'm going to show you, just kind of slide your feet out. And you come into half pigeon, which is really deep for me on the left side when I half pigeon here, versus being about the top hip, which is like more of a Gomukhasana. But again, this class is about just releasing what we can't control, knowing that we all good. I lost you guys for a few moments, but we're back. And I probably didn't balance you out in the lizard. So if I don't think I did lizard on the other side, make sure you do it afterwards. I did it while you guys were away, I think. A couple breaths. Now, gonna get fancy. Grab hold of the feet wherever you are. Draw the knees in. And then like a kid, hold the bind and rock it front to back. Eventually coming up to your seat, take a breath. Gonna get grumpy. Squeeze these outer hips, use your belly, lift it up. Now, you can't really see in the view there, so I'll twist. You're in this lovely bind. Hold, squeeze these outer hips. Try and pull your hips forward. Lots of love in those butt dimple areas. Now, super, super, super hard. Stay here, smile. We'll bring your hands down. We're going to go into steer. You'll tuck your toes under. For the men, I'm just going to say anatomy, move what you need to move. Lift up and then shift it back. So you've got the right leg in front of the left leg. If you're here, you can fold and be like comfortable, cool. If you're here, you want to take it further. Left hand's down, right hand reaches up. Big twist in the spine, huge in that IT bend outer hip. Take a breath in, not holding too long. One more. And then lower the hand down. And you're just gonna make your way back down into that tabletop. And just let that settle. Like that was a big old ride. So take some circles, like a tear, cry, whatever you need to do. And just breathe. All right, working that mobility on the left. So this mobility work, I don't know I hate, but I know I need it, so I do it. So we start out, our knees are right under the hips. We've taken some cats and cows. Now the right knee comes center, left foot lifts and come into the 90. Now I gotta lift mine a little higher. I thought that my knee was as high as my hip, but I still got a mile to go. So I'm gonna lift it a little further, and then don't dump down into the right side, like into your whole hip. Take a breath, and then rotate into the dog at the fire hydrant. Look back there. So I gotta pull my knee up, tuck my foot down, use that abductor, smile, feels so good. Ooh, right hand could hover, maybe hold, lift. That leg gains weight while it's up here. And then extend it out. Hold. It's half of an awkward airplane. It's awkward. Take a breath. Strengthen that abductor. Most of us have really weak ones. And then plant that foot down. Come all the way to the blade on that sucker. And then kind of tuck the toes and walk towards the foot and shift your hips back a little bit. And then walk it back to center. Take the left hand to your hip and lift up. Utilize that glute and hip flexor strength to get you there. Take the right hand up, arch over to the left. And then inhale up. And then back over to the left. And then inhale up. As you exhale, bring those hands back down. Take this left leg, you're gonna bring it in, big inhale, and then utilize that mobility and that core strength to bring it on top. Super hard to do. And then have your seat. Building into our Gomukhasana. Wiggling that right foot out a little bit if you can, and just again, notice which side feels a little more fabulous. Because they're both fabulous. And then we breathe before we take that twist. So again, remember our goal, our tendency when something's really tight is to pull it in, like, oh my God, I want to hug you, right? To try and help it soften. But instead we want to kind of push it away. Bring the left hand behind, take an inhale, lengthen your spine, and then muscle your way over your left shoulder. Big breath in. One more. And then slowly we come back. You're gonna relax yourself down onto your mat. So again, your options are to keep those feet close to your hips and just act like you're a kid and just like, you know, we're not on cement floors, hopefully. Draw the belly in, hold on for dear life, Ooh, and roll it back. Doesn't need to be pretty. And then maybe if you can, your hands are on top of the feet. You try and pull those feet in towards your hips and give that little knee a reminder to go forward and down. And again, if this does not like land in your body right, you could take double pigeon, sliding the feet away and stacking, which takes it deeper now into this right outer hip than into the left. So wherever you are, hold and breathe. And then slowly peeking and make sure you guys are still there. Slowly, we start to engage the belly. Wherever you are, grab hold of those feet again, draw the knees in, and start to rock it up. You should feel good on the back. Use a little core. Come up to your Gokasana seat. Take a breath. Here comes the really, really fun. Engage and lift up. Now this is really hard for me and my body. Some people come up here and you guys won't feel a thing. But for me, I touch these little butt dimple areas where those abductors were just strengthening, and they are just on fire, little rocks right now. Couple breaths, squeeze the glutes, bring the hips forward. Again, you see I'm like, soften, you can do it. Now, it doesn't need to be graceful. Try and go into that steer. This is in honor of our girl, Lizzie Hoffman. Fingertips come down, tuck the toes, lift up, and walk your hands back. Now, I'm not in the biggest, widest steer, so hopefully you can hold this. Try and straighten the legs. If you can't, just do what you need to do. Right hand, if you want to take it deeper, stays grounded on a block floor, whatever. Reach the left hand up. One side will be pretty, most of us drastically tighter than the other. Big inhale up. And then lower that hand down to the ground. Walk yourself forward, lower down, unrelease out of that. Taking some wiggles through those hips, that was good work. And then tuck those toes under and have a seat on those heels. I don't want you guys to think I forgot your feet. So I haven't been drinking enough water. It's just really weird because I normally drink so much water. I said, one of my private clients came to me, I'm always yelling at her, drink water, drink water. And I've been waking up every night with foot cramps, like last night, probably 5 times. So stretching out the feet, drinking the water, just notice here, we're gonna do some shoulder work. Take the hands out, take a breath, take the right hand over the left, come into those eagle arms. Lift up, take an inhale. Now today we're gonna do it a little differently. Squeeze those hands forward and now drop the elbows down. So big work like in the squishy deltoid area, in that big ball. Take a breath in, draw your belly in, tuck your chin, and pull your pelvis forward, almost lifting off your heels, and try and drop your shoulders forward. Now inhale, I want you to lift up, come into a little back bend, take the elbows way up. And then exhale, pull the pelvis forward. So cats and cows on the spine, and we're adding in that shoulder lift session. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And then come up and release. Take a little roll. And then arms out. Don't think about your feet. They're almost done. Left over right, eagle the arms. Lift up to start, pulling away, hands up. And then slowly pull in and tuck in. And then inhale, big reach up, lift up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. And then slowly release. Now, assuming everybody's knees are okay, I'm gonna let you guys decide. We're coming into a quad stretch. First, wiggle out through those feet. Just Give them some circular movement. And then you're gonna bring the heels outside of the butt. Now this does put some strain on the knees because your feet and your shins are going in different directions as your quads. This is too much. Tuck the heels directly under your butt, just like you're kneeling. This is called hero. And it's assumed in yoga that like everyone can do this, but it's totally not accessible to the whole world. So you could also sit on a block or anything cool, getting some love into these quads wherever you are. One leg at a time, also an option. I'm going to keep both here just because we have time constraints, because my computer and my Wi-Fi totally effed up on us. Take the hands back wherever you are, lower down wherever you are. Now, this is passive, although there's nothing passive going on in my body. Like I got all sorts of stuff talking loudly at me. You want to kick it up a notch and stay on the elbows. Maybe you're still on your palms and you want to kick it up a notch, right? You're here. All you need to do is squeeze your glutes and try and lift a little bit. Pull those knees together and then keep that engagement and then breathe. Wherever you are, let the head relax. Couple of breaths in. You're doing one leg at a time. Take about 3 breaths more on this side and then switch to the other side. If you're in both, maybe you try and lay down. Or if you're like me, I got a block handy. This is heavenly. I like to put my block underneath my back. Again, I can lay down flat, but just because I can doesn't mean it's what's the best for my body. I've got a block now to support my back. Allows me to focus further on this, drop my head back, and take my arms overhead. We've got about 5 more breaths. Might be your ankles that are screaming at you. That's okay too. And then slowly engage that belly, lift your head up, and come up. I have to tell y'all something funny. I'm in my laundry room. It's also where my dog's water bowl is. And I hear her right now drinking out of the toilet in the half bath right there in the corner. You're gonna bring your hands forward, use a little bit of love, and just kind of scooch up and bring those legs out in front. I hope the toilet's clean, is all I'm saying. And just wiggle that out of you. So this is fun, right? This Zoom, this is like live, real life yoga, which cracks me up. There's that stuff on Instagram, like Instagram and then like real life. You guys get real life with all of these Zoom classes. Now, push through the heels. It should feel pretty good. Draw the toes towards the chest. The opposite of what we're just trying to do in our ankles. Now, hands come back just like earlier. Inhale, lift, think ribs forward. If it's there, grab your feet. Now, if you cannot get your toes with your legs extended, get your toes bending and think about the back. Inhale, lengthen wherever you are, right? And then pull the ribs forward. And then one day you might be able to kind of eke them out. So again, it's all about the spine lengthen. Maybe you get to straighten and fold. Keep that breath, big inhales and exhales. One more big breath in. And then exhale it out. Engage your belly and gently lift yourself up. Bringing that booty forward, engage your belly and roll down onto the mat. Drawing those knees into the chest, give them a big squeeze. Keep them nice and close. Drop the knees to the right, the shoulders come out. Hands wide, big inhale in. Exhale it out. Inhale, bring knees in. Exhale it left. Big deep inhale. And a really great exhale. Draw the knees back in, squeeze them in and up. Maybe give yourself that hug, and then release those feet out towards those corners of the mat. Relaxing into your space here, right? Letting your body settle, recognizing the work that you did. Lots of movement through the spine even before you all asked. It's what I had planned today. So isn't that funny the way the universe works for us? Hopefully you can feel your back a little bit firmer. We started in child's pose. So just let this reverse breath soften. Allow your back to spread across the floor. Release the eye sockets and the tongue from the roof of the mouth, and just let everything in that face soften. As the brain starts to wander, it's okay. Just recognize and know that you are at home, so you have the option to stay as long as you want. You have the option to go on and make your way onto your side. Whatever it is works best for you. And then once you eventually reconnect, making your way back up to your seat, settling into your space. Closing those eyes, bringing those hands to prayer and heart center, connecting thumbs to chest. Together, let's take that big deep inhale in. Open your mouth and let it go. Releasing those little small problems, right? Welcome you to bring those thumb knuckles to forehead. We're together, we honor that clarity of thought that reminds us we are stronger than we know. Moving thumb knuckles to lips, we honor that clarity of speech in our effort to stay positive and compassionate with our words. And lastly, thumb knuckles to heart space, where we honor that clarity of action and that ability to slow down and recognize our problems for what they are and embracing the large ones, breathing our way through them and letting those small ones just pass right through. Beautiful yogis, I thank you guys for your practice today and for your patience. Namaste. I apologize for the glitch in the Wi-Fi. Thank God for a hotspot. I put donation up there if you so feel it after that lovely class.